Hi everybody, Josh here, back for another episode of Josh's Thoughtful Brain. Um, and this is like my third time trying to shoot this video. I've been trying to think about what I've been wanting to talk about for another vlog, and I am so not comfortable doing vlogs, but I'm going to do it anyway because I love doing videos. And that's actually what I want to talk about. Things that drive us and things that inspire us and encourage us. And this is kind of like a 3-point thing or whatever. So the last couple of weeks, I actually, let's back up, maybe around middle of January or so, I've just been feeling so terrible. I've been feeling like really disconnected from the world and just like really, so not driven on so many levels. And it's really hard to get out of such a funk like that when you're just like, I just don't feel encouraged at all. I don't feel driven, I don't feel inspired. Well, as you may have seen, possibly, I made a video thanking a special YouTuber, aka Melanie Mac, for inspiring me and stuff, and because of her, I've really gotten into Tomb Raider and Lara Croft, and I'm probably going to mention Lara Croft several times during this video because she's somebody I find so encouraging and so inspirational in so many ways. The reason why I really love Lara Croft as a character and just the way the way they've written her story and stuff, especially the reboot video game. I watched a 2-hour piece someone had done, proper English, where they took all the cutscenes from the game and put it all in this one long string. And I am sitting there and I am just like so amazed. Like, I realize Lara Croft is not a real person in any way, shape, or form, but the characteristics that she exhibits are incredibly awesome. For those of you who don't know the story, and probably do, up to this point, the game came out about like 2 years ago. Little side note, the company Crystal Dynamics, they started when I was born, which was 1992, which means they're as old as I am, and I'm 22, so nice. So the way they've written out Lara's story is just so cool. She's, adventure found her, she said, and she ends up on this random, bizarre, very morbid, dark island. And, she's just literally almost being put through hell on this whole thing because of how bad this island is. It's really, really bad. And, she's this young, 21, 22-year-old girl who is, having to, struggling through to, survive and wanting to keep going and stuff like that. And, as the game progresses and stuff, and as the story progresses, Lara starts finding more confidence in herself. She starts finding, that she's stronger than she realizes and stuff like that. Giving herself a little bit more, give herself a little bit more credit of just, I have to keep going. I have to, I want to save my friends because I care about them and stuff like that, which is so admirable and such a rare quality, amongst guy or girl. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching first of all, Camilla London's acting is like really great. And hold on.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I apologize, Josh.
It's okay. Let's see if I can get back on my train of thought. Camilla London's acting as Lara Croft was just really, really great and stuff. But I really love how Lara Croft progresses as a character in the game because she just becomes a lot stronger as she, comes across more bad guys and is like, I've got to defend myself, I've got to stay alive, all this kind of stuff. And, that's really, that's really cool because in life, obviously you're not going to be fighting off bad guys all the time. Depends on what your occupation is, but that's really important. You've got to, in some ways, you sort of have to stay emotionally and mentally alive and fill your life with things that are going to stretch you and going to encourage you and things like that. And that's what I really kind of grab out of Lara Croft's character, is just that with every situation she comes across, she's, climbing a radio tower, she's, learning how to use different, weapons and different ways of defending herself and pushing herself and stuff. And, it's just so cool to see, someone like her grow like that out of really tough, discouraging, uh, you know, discouraging moments and stuff like that. And in life, it's just that's what it relates to. It relates to the human emotion and a human experience of, I have to keep going, I have to keep pushing, and you saw like during the scene where she's really scared and she doesn't want to go any further, and she's just like, just please come get me, please come get me, but people that you're not always going to have a rescue all the time in life. You've got to learn to just keep moving and find things that are going to push you, find things that are going to encourage you, because ultimately you should want to become a better person. You should want to stretch yourself. Getting out of your comfort zone is extremely important. And that's what happens to Laura. She gets out of her comfort zone. She has to. She has no choice. And sometimes in life, we have no choice but to get out of our comfort zone and to keep going. And that's just the way life is. And with the experiences that I've had, it has really pushed me beyond my comfort zone and has stretched me in so many different ways. And from that, then I've been able to find myself again, find out what I'm about, find out what my sort of purpose in life is, what I want to do with myself and things like that. And at the end of the game, Laura is on the ship that rescued them, and she's like, I know, I understand everything, I want to understand, and all this kind of stuff. And at the end, it has this big test, a survivor is born, and who we are as people, we sort of, and I use this term kind of loosely, we sort of get born out of really tough situations or experiences, and we become better people. We become fighters, we become, somebody that can love other people. We become people that can encourage other people, and all that kind of stuff. And that's really, really great, and that's so encouraging. And you should want that in your life. I know it's easier said than done. That's understandable. I totally know what that is. I'm sorry, I'm a very expressive person. I love using my hands. I'm like the doctor from what was it, the 11th Doctor, whatever. He's like very expressive with his hands. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm sorry. Do you always have to use speaking your hands? I'm sorry. Never mind. Okay, not to get off track. I like to have funny moments. So, it's important to surround yourself with it. To surround yourself with situations. I'm not saying purposefully get in tough situations, but what I am saying is learn to be someone that's going to fight through a tough situation. If you don't like a situation, unfortunately, kind of, tough, if it's something you can't really change, or if it's something you have to go through, that's kind of something that can't happen. Laura didn't choose to get stranded on an island. You didn't choose to go through a tough, family situation. You didn't choose to go through a tough situation with your significant other, all that kind of stuff. We don't, as Lara Croft said, adventure found her, and she ended up going on the most wild ride of her life, which it was pretty wild. But, learn to... The trick is over time, learning how to embrace things that you're uncertain about. This is actually kind of an interesting little insert here. I've been reading a Mark Batterson book called In the Den of a Lion on a Snowy Day. And I was actually just reading tonight that, when you're becoming a lion chaser, learning how to deal with uncertainty. Lara Croft is a lion chaser. She's learning how to deal with uncertainty. She doesn't know what's going to happen. She doesn't know if she's going to stay alive. I'm a lion chaser. I thrive on, spiritual warfare and stuff like that. I want to, not that I'm saying I want to get into situations, but when I do, I I love being in those kinds of situations because that's something that I'm really, can handle and stuff. And, you discover more and more about yourself. Laura discovered that she's a survivor and she's going to keep going and stuff like that. I discovered that sometimes, I know how to be, a pit bull about certain situations. Not saying being violent, but I'm saying as in, I am going to get through this, or, this is something, I can handle this, I can take this. It's often said that it's often said among, Christians and stuff, supposedly, God doesn't give you more than what you can handle. I beg to differ. And I think it's that God purposefully does give you more things than you can handle, because he knows you can handle it, but you have to believe that you can handle it. You have to trust yourself and know that, yes, I have the capacity to get through this. And that's how life is. And Laura had the capacity to get through that tough situation. And I just found her character so inspiring because of that. It made me want to be, in some ways, there's a little bit of Lara Croft, I think, in everybody. It's just that some of us choose to embrace a little bit more than others, I guess you could say. Lara Croft is a very beautiful character. She's got great physical, physique and everything. But I think what makes her attractive is not how she looks on the inside, but rather what her strength is on the inside, and being able to handle any kind of situation. Just be like, I am gonna, this is how we're gonna roll with this and stuff. So that's just kind of like my thought about things. My view about stuff. I'm trying to offer something constructive, and hopefully I am. Vlogs is something I'm not used to. I mean, you guys know what kind of videos I do and all that kind of stuff, but vlogging is something that's very new to me. But I think, I guess the result that I'm trying to, or the final point I want to sort of drive this home with is, find people or things or music or whatever that are positive encouragement and positive inspiration. That's what you want to put yourself in. And when you come across a tough situation, just embrace it and just be like, this is a learning experience. This is a learning curve. I am going to learn how to handle this. I'm going to learn what to do. And when I'm done, when the situation passes, because this too shall pass, then, you can reflect back, like, this is what I learned. And sometimes, actually, another really interesting point, and few people look at it this way, is that sometimes the situations that we go through are not necessarily for our benefit, but for the benefit of others. The situation you could be going through right now could be not for yourself, but perhaps somebody else you might meet down the road. You never know. But the important thing is, never forget what you've been through. But when you look back on it, think of it in a positive light and be like, what did I learn from this situation? How can I better handle the next wave of things? And, I think that maybe perhaps Lara Croft perhaps learned how to handle new situations. It was a maturing stage for her as a character, and as a person. And stuff like that. I know Lara Croft is only a video game character, but I love the writing on it because they made Lara Croft feel just so real and stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of like my vlog for this week. I want to try to post vlogs like maybe every week if I can help it, but I'm not used to like talking to a camera. Usually, generally when I'm thinking out loud, I'm usually talking to like my parents or something like that and stuff. So I'm not used to like, talking to a camera and there's absolutely nobody here and no response whatsoever. Hey, learning curve. See what I just did there and inserted this. This is a learning curve. So please comment, like, subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I'm sorry, my nose is itchy. I don't mean to itch my nose, but it just if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. If you want me to talk about a particular subject, please let me know, because I don't mind talking about certain subjects and stuff. I mean, I have my own personal viewpoints about things, and I realize not everybody's going to agree with me, and that's okay. You know, everybody has their own personal viewpoint. Anything that I talk about is within my own opinion. It's just simply, what I talk about is simply based off, will you stop? It's simply based off of experience and everything else in between. Okay, I think I better end this video, because this is just good. This is just gonna digress, so this is just gonna go downhill so fast. Alright, so thank you for watching. If you watched through the whole video, thank you. You have a lot of grace, a lot of patience. And otherwise, I will catch you guys later. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'll be just gonna do this, and maybe the video will just slowly fade out.